Closed doors. They're arguing this afternoon to get the Utah County's Attorney's Office kicked off the case. Joining me live from outside the courtroom, KSL News Radio's Eric Cabrera is live. Eric?
Jeff, the courtroom has reopened but with strict limits still in place. Media are allowed back inside. That's where I was just a minute ago, but there's no recording or laptop use as testimony continues. Right now, the defense is questioning the adult child of a Utah County prosecutor who was also a student, at least at the time, at Utah Valley University on the day of the shooting. The defense is walking through her movements that day, where she was, what she witnessed, and who she spoke with afterward, including whether she shared details with prosecutors. This testimony is central to the defense's argument that a conflict of interest exists within the Utah County Attorney's Office. Earlier in the hearing, Utah County Attorney Jeffrey Gray testified that the child's presence at the scene had no influence on charging decisions or the decision to seek the death penalty, saying those calls were based solely on the evidence. The judge has not yet ruled on whether prosecutors will remain on the case, and with testimony still underway, that decision is expected later this evening. Live in Provo, Eric Cabrera, KSL News Radio.
Thanks, Eric. KSL News Time, 3:02. Our top national story this hour, Savannah Guthrie's mom is still missing. 84-year-old Nancy Guthrie was apparently kidnapped, but this afternoon, authorities in Tucson have no clue where she might be.
Pima County Sheriff Chris Nanos telling reporters his investigators don't know where Nancy Guthrie is. In a new briefing, he said there is no DNA that has come back indicating people other than Guthrie were in the home. There are no tire tracks or footprints and no information on cars seen in the area. When pressed by ABC News whether a ransom demand has come in, Nanos would only say,
"We're following all leads we have. That's all I can tell you."
The sheriff says lots of leads are coming in and the FBI is analyzing cell phones, cell tower information, and conducting interviews. Alex Stone, ABC News.
Well, we'll talk live with Alex about reports that a ransom note was sent to TMZ. Alex is going to join us at 3:15. A Navy fighter jet has shot down an Iranian drone that was closing in on a U.S. aircraft carrier. The incident just hours after Iranian forces harassed a U.S. oil tanker off their coast. Despite all of this, talks are still scheduled for Friday between the Trump administration and Iran's government, the White House saying they'll try diplomacy first, hoping for a deal that would end Iran's nuclear ambitions. KSL News Time, 3:03. Developing news on KSL. President Trump has signed the bill to end the partial government shutdown, thus buying more time for debate to continue on how to fund the Department of Homeland Security. Congress now has 2 weeks to negotiate changes to ICE before DHS runs out of money. We heard strong words from the Utah State Bar this afternoon demanding the Utah legislature respect the balance of power. KSL News Radio's Heather Peterson is live at the Capitol to explain. Heather?
Jeff, the Utah State Bar has spoken out against several bills on the legislature's docket, including one that would change the state's constitution to allow the legislature to initiate a special retention election if they think a judge is unfit. Utah State Bar President Kim Cordova says with the number of bills proposed that would make changes to the judiciary, it's slowly chipping away at the integrity of their system of checks and balances.
And if you put them all together, then I think what it creates is an attack on the rule of law and a separation of powers issue.
Bar leadership says they're seeking to work with the legislature, not against it. And while Cordova says they appreciate the legislature adding more judges this session, they're still feeling unheard because their biggest need for the judiciary is for lower court judges and support staff, and there hasn't been made room in the budget to support that need. Reporting live from the Capitol, Heather Peterson, KSL News Radio.
Idaho lawmakers say they're going to fight back if Utah puts a tax on fuel that's shipped out of state. KSL News Radio's Randall Jepson explains.
Utah lawmakers want to lower the state's gas tax. So a proposed bill that hasn't formally been introduced yet, it would tax gas that's made at Utah refineries, then shipped out of state. Idaho gets around 85% of their fuel from Utah. And lawmakers there, they estimate their gas prices could jump by 25 cents a gallon. Idaho's House Speaker tells Idaho News 6 they're ready to hit Utah with some sort of tax if this bill goes through, and maybe they'll stop the water that flows from Idaho into the Great Salt Lake.
Well, Utah House Speaker Mike Schultz calls that water comment childish and says but he looks forward to working out the issues with Idaho. KSL News Time 3:05. KSL Sports. The Jazz have traded multiple players to the Memphis Grizzlies in exchange for Jaren Jackson Jr. KSL Sports Jazz insider Ben Anderson has a few comments. Get this. He says this could be the biggest trade in Jazz history.
You know, the Jazz are the 30th ranked defense in the NBA. That's dead last. And Jaren Jackson Jr., as you mentioned, is one of the best defensive players in the NBA. He's a former Defensive Player of the Year candidate. He's a great shot blocker. He's been made 3 different all-defensive teams in his young career. So this is a player who comes in and is going to give the Jazz significant support on that end of the floor, while also being a very good offensive player. So he's legitimately earned his all-star appearances, and he's done it with a defensive identity, and it's something the Jazz desperately need.
Walter Clayton Jr., Kyle Anderson, and Taylor Hendricks are among the players the Jazz will send to Memphis. KSL News Time 3:06. We have first look traffic. Ricky Meese is here. How goes Tuesday?
Oh, my goodness. It's as if I can hear the birds singing. It is such a nice and quiet drive out there. Let's hope it lasts right now. Good speeds up and down the I-15 corridor between Ogden and Provo, and no crashes on the freeways or main secondaries. Ricky Meese in the KSL Traffic Center.
My Minute is on the way next.
I'm Ed Evans, CEO of Consumer Cellular. You know, the big wireless companies say they have discounts for people over 55, but unless you're willing to sit on hold and ask, you're probably paying more than you should. At Consumer Cellular, there's nothing to hunt down. We're built for people 50 plus with plans starting at just $20. And our 100% US-based customer service actually answers the phone. Call 1-888-FREEDOM or visit consumercellular.com today and get your second month free for a limited time.
Taxes, fees, and other third-party charges will apply. See website for additional details.
Are you 50 or older? This news is for you. The CDC recommends you get vaccinated against pneumococcal pneumonia. Even if you're healthy, your age puts you at risk. People 50 or older are over 6 times more likely to be hospitalized with pneumococcal pneumonia compared to adults 18 to 49. Just one shot can help protect you. Learn more and schedule at vaxassist.com. That's VAXassist.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
If you've ever experienced running out of hot water before your shower was done, or hard water spots on dishes and fixtures, I've got a deal you might be interested in. What's up, everybody? I'm Mike Wilson with Any Hour Services, and you probably already know that a tankless water heater and a water softener solve both issues. If you've ever thought about looking into getting a tankless water heater, here's the deal I was talking about. Through the end of February, we're including a free water softener with every new tankless water heater we install. The best part of this deal might be that you never have to worry about being the last one to the shower again, or that you don't have to waste the money keeping 40 to 50 gallons of water hot 24/7. To take advantage of this deal, call Any Hour Services before the end of February. The visit's free and there's no obligation to buy. If you decide to have us install a new tankless water heater, we'll throw in the water softener for free. That's right, a free water softener when you purchase a tankless water heater. Pick up the phone and call Any Hour Services right now for all the details. 801-443-7400. You can Google Any Hour Services. You can even schedule online at anyhourservices.com. No one helps more homeowners than Any Hour Services.
This is My Minute of News, brought to you by Any Hour Services, electrical, plumbing, heating, and air, anyhourservices.com. We've hoped and prayed that Americans would become more tolerant. In a country where the majority of Democrats say they wouldn't marry a Republican, and vice versa. All I want is a world where we can talk about and respect our differences, and apparently here in Utah, we're making progress. Proof comes from a new survey. 3,000 families responded to a survey by FamilyDestinationsGuide.com. They were asked, if you were going to up anchor and move your family, where would you most want to go? Families here in Utah chose Hawaii. Fantasizing about lapping waves, sandy beaches, and coconuts falling fresh from the tree, Utahns would choose gentle breezes, the aloha spirit, and paradise among the palms. But Utah, you know what lurks behind all of those palm trees? Democrats.
Hawaii cast 9 votes for Bernie Sanders and 23 votes for our next president, Joe Biden.
Hawaii has more Democrats than ukuleles, and yet still, given the entire world to choose from, Utahns, who are among the most Republican people on earth, would raise their kids in Hawaii to live under the thumb of a Democratic governor, congressional delegation, legislature, a place that taxes out-of-staters an extra 7% when they buy property. It's an outrageous confiscation of wealth, unless you add in some palm trees. Then maybe it's okay. I think this is proof that we're becoming more tolerant. Good on you, Utah.
Jeff Kaplan's Minute of News, only on KSL News Radio.
Traffic and weather together, brought to you by UCCU. Transfer savings earn more. UCCU, love where you bank. Here's Ricky Meese.
Only the slightest traffic building southbound I-15 in Salt Lake County approaching 7200 south. And that's it for both north and southbound I-15 between downtown and Draper to the east. Looking good on I-215 and I-80. If you're headed north, all major roadways are clear with good speeds. We do have a crash downtown at North Temple and 200 West. Eric?
I-15 southbound in Utah County looking good. That's a 20-minute drive from Point of the Mountain down to University Avenue in Provo. Provo City Street's a little bit congested, University Avenue and 500 West. But overall, it's a pretty good drive south of Point of the Mountain. And if you're over on the 215 westbound, we've got good movement there too between I-80 and the 201 highway, both directions. Plan the perfect President's Day weekend getaway. Ski the Beeve, just 20 minutes from Garden City with easy access and good snow. Make your winter escape simple and close. Visit bearlake.org for more. Eric Butler in the KSL Traffic Center.
More spring-like conditions today with a high of 52 degrees. A little bit of valley haze hanging out there with mostly sunny skies. Overnight, 31. We bounce back to 53 tomorrow afternoon and mostly sunny sky coverage. Into Thursday, sunshine and a high of 55 with high pressure right overhead. From the KSL Weather Center, I'm Matt Johnson.
We're perched at 52 degrees in Salt Lake City. On the way, ABC's Alex Stone is going to join us live with the latest about the kidnapping of Savannah Guthrie's mom. Stay with us. We're streaming live on the KSL News Radio app. You can listen on your phone. This is Utah's news, traffic, and weather station.
I've been taught to begin with the end in mind. And when it comes to something like weight loss, that's really, really important because some weight loss plans have no end. It's like another refill or another bill or another year. But soda weight loss has a finish line.
You learn it once, you use it forever. And I'm all about health. I mean, I don't want to have my body become addicted to another drug that I have to take forever in order to be healthy. I want the opposite of that. I want fewer medications. I want my body to learn how to do this on its own and be strong.
For so many weight loss drugs, you have to just take them forever in order to maintain that feeling when you cross the finish line. Yeah. When I hit 70 pounds that I let go of in 5 months, what an amazing feeling. And it was amazing to know I could just go forward from this point.
You can talk to a nutritionist and ask all your questions at 866-800-SODA.
Or you can go to sotaweightloss.com. That's SOTA weightloss.com. Because at SOTA, join us for a short time to have results that last a lifetime.
You know, it's frustrating. It really is. You work your tail off for 40-plus years. The government takes 30 or 40% in taxes. Then they turn around and they waste your money. Americans are getting fed up, rightfully so. And that's why they're taking advantage of tax planning. Tax planning could significantly reduce your taxes, not just for 1 year, but for the rest of your life. Learn how much you could save in taxes when you retire with a free retirement tax savings analysis from Boss Retirement Solutions. If you've saved more than $300,000, schedule your free analysis now by calling 801-896-9622. Don't pay the government one more dime than you need to. Call today, 801-896-9622. That number again, 801-896-9622.
For informational purposes only, actual results may vary. No statement contained herein shall constitute tax, legal, or investment advice.
Joe Fallon did something smart. He saved hundreds on auto insurance switching to Progressive. With that money, he commissioned a portrait of himself. Does Joe already know what he looks like? Yes. Do guests know what he looks like? Also yes. But not as art. It's Joe's savings, and if he wants to spend it on a velvet painting of himself with a white tiger at his feet, we say, roar, Joe, roar. Switch and see if you could save with Progressive and treat yourself. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates.
Taxes was waiting on the refund you needed yesterday.
All right, your car repair is going to run about $3,000.
Ugh. Now Taxes is getting back on the road with TurboTax and Credit Karma, where you can get your refund up to 5 days faster and get personalized guidance to take every dollar further. Now this is taxes. Intuit Credit Karma with TurboTax. Deposit a federal refund into Credit Karma Money account and early submission of refund data by IRS required. Terms apply. Banking services provided by MVB Bank, Inc. Member FDIC. Credit Karma is not a bank.
KSL News Time, 3:15. The three things you need to know this hour. First,
Team USA's Lindsey Vonn says she will still take to the slopes for the Winter Games despite rupturing her ACL in a crash last week. I'm KSL News Radio's Heather Peterson.
second, a high-profile hearing is underway at this moment in Provo for the accused killer of Charlie Kirk. We'll bring you updates live as the hearing continues. Third, our biggest traffic trouble spot.
We are starting to see traffic building and slowing down southbound I-15 Murray and Midvale, and also some heavy and slow traffic on those transition ramps from I-80 to go southbound on I-215's West Belt. Ricky Meese in the KSL Traffic Center.
Keeping it 10 degrees above the normal today with more sunshine. I'm Matt Johnson.
52 at the KSL Common Spirit Health Studios now. Our top national stories.
From ABC News, I'm Lindsay Davis, anchor Prime, streaming weeknights on ABC News Live. House lawmakers passed a funding package to end the partial government shutdown, and President Trump signed the measure, but it's a short-term fix.
Ahead of the next funding deadline in a week and a half, Democrats will push for reforms at ICE and at Customs and Border Protection. Republicans will push for what's called the SAVE Act.
The SAVE Act just simply says you have to have verification of citizenship to register to vote.
That's how Speaker Mike Johnson's take. Here's top Senate Democrat Chuck Schumer's.
The SAVE Act is an abomination. It's Jim Crow 2.0 across the country.
Failure to reach agreement on Homeland Security funding could impact agencies such as FEMA, the Coast Guard, and the TSA. Stephen Portnoy, ABC News, Washington.
House Oversight Committee Chair James Comer says former President Bill Clinton and former Secretary Hillary Clinton will appear in person for depositions in the House investigation of Jeffrey Epstein. The dates are set for late February. ABC's Rachel Scott says it follows a back-and-forth negotiation.
Democrats are calling this a double standard, pointing out that President Trump is mentioned many times in the Epstein files and has never been called to testify. The president has also denied any wrongdoing.
In Arizona, still no break in the disappearance of Nancy Guthrie, the mother of Today anchor Savannah Guthrie. Police say she was kidnapped from her Tucson home over the weekend. At the briefing, ABC's Trevor Ault asked police if any ransom demands have been made.
Definitely, I thought it was very strange that they did not deny the ransom. That was my question following up, is essentially trying to put the sheriff on the spot of yes or no, has there been a ransom? And he very clearly did not deny it. Now, does that mean that there is one for certain? No, it doesn't. It could also mean when you're talking about hundreds of tips on a story that has international attention, it's also possible that maybe they got some dummy ransom requests.
Savannah Guthrie asked the public for prayers. NATO's Secretary General, along with Ukraine's President Zelensky, said that Russia's latest airstrikes in Ukraine are among the worst since the war began. You're listening to ABC News.
KSL News Time, 3:18. More about Savannah Guthrie's mom, still missing, believed the victim of a kidnapping. ABC's Alex Stone is working the story today, and he's joining us live. So, Alex, what about this talk of a ransom note?
Well, we know that at least TMZ is reporting that it was emailed what is said to be a ransom note asking for millions of dollars in Bitcoin. But as they very clearly point out, it is unverified. There are some details in it that they believe may be crime scene details that only the captor would know, but it's unclear if any of those are authentic details. It'll take the FBI and police to figure that out. And no doubt, Jeff, that there will likely be fake ransom demands sent, kind of like swatting calls that go on all the time where people are going to find it's funny or they want to hear about what they wrote in the news, which if this is one of those, they're hearing about it right now. Or they want money sent to them, any number of different reasons why they would do it. But that there is a belief that there probably will be and may have been fake demands that have been sent, but we don't know if this one is real or not. The Pima County Sheriff's Department telling us a little while ago they are aware of this. They are investigating the possible ransom letter, and they actually put in plural letters, that there may be others as well, and that the FBI is looking into them. But that's going to take a lot of work, the FBI, to figure out if they are credible, if they are getting negotiators in point. But right now, after almost 3 days of missing, Nancy Guthrie's whereabouts are a complete mystery, and the sheriff today saying they don't know where she is.
ABC's Alex Stone, thanks a lot for coming on. We appreciate it. 3:19. Right now we have traffic and weather together, brought to you by UCCU. Supercharger savings at UCCU.com. Here's Ricky Meese.
We've had a little bit of busy traffic traveling westbound I-215 southbound off and on from about 13th East over to State, especially by 3rd East in Midvale. You'll see it's been pretty busy there, but no major delays. But slowdowns are setting in on that southbound drive of I-15, going between 5300 South to 72nd South. After that, you're right back to the posted limit. All clear northbound I-15 from Draper to downtown. And again, as you leave downtown to go through Davis and Weber counties, all clear on the other major roadways up north, Highway 89, West Davis, and Legacy. Eric?
Now the ramps to go southbound on the 215 westbound near the airport, both of those are getting clogged up. That's a construction zone, so folks have to slow down to some degree, but now you got extra volume there in the area. Southbound Mountain View Corridor, that's getting slow in West Valley City, approaching 3500 South. Down in Utah County, I-15 is looking good from Lehigh all the way down to Santa Quin, and we've got a little bit of congestion starting to build southbound Mountain View Corridor as you approach SR 73. Looking for the best Valentine's gift ever? Exclusive Valentine's blankets only available at Minky Couture. Use code KSL50 online and in stores to receive 50% off your purchase. Visit minkycouture.com. Eric Butler in the KSL Traffic Center.
Your 7-day forecast brought to you by Performance Automotive Bountiful. Devin Mishuli is here from the Weather Center. What you got? Do you have a storm for us? Talk to me.
Hey, at least I finally have a storm to talk about, and that will be at the
what?
end of the 7-day forecast.
Okay, so when are we talking about?
We're
Next
talking
week?
the time frame as early as Monday afternoon, evening. It could come later through Tuesday and Wednesday. It's kind of a little wonky next week.
Listen, Devin, forget everything that comes before. Let's talk about this storm. Are we talking about 8-10 inches of snow? What's going on here?
Jeff, we don't have totals like that this early. I mean, there is a range, roughly. It could be at 4 inches to 14 for our mountains as of the earliest kind of data. So it could be a decent little snowstorm for us here.
How about on the valley floor? Are you looking at the possibility that we could see snowflakes falling from the sky next week?
I wish I had a better idea of that. We know that forecast highs will be roughly right now I have a forecast high of 53 on Monday, then 46 on Tuesday. So if we're going to get any snowflakes as of right now, it's going to come in the overnight or the morning hours when temperatures are in the low to mid 30s.
Okay, can't you just humor me? People must hassle you all the time. Where's the snow?
Yeah, and I really wish I had the answer. This pattern has just been brutal, and I'm just glad that we finally can see something in the long term, and there's a lot of kind of agreements on this in the models for next week.
Okay, so you can walk away from this weather forecast with everybody understanding that something
will be coming next week finally.
All right. Thanks a lot, Devin Mishuli from the Weather Center. Right now, 52 degrees in Salt Lake City. It's 3:23. I have some good news for you today. Pay attention, pull over, whatever. American Home Loans has lowered their mortgage rates to only 5.5% on 30-year loans and 4 3/4 for 15 years. Yes, 5.5% fixed. But wait, what if rates go down again? No problem. Once you're a customer with American Home Loans, you don't have to worry about paying closing costs every time you refinance. That's right. Every time rates drop by 0.25% or more, they'll refinance you at no cost to you. Zero, zilch, nada. For details, call 801-262-2221. 262-2221. So now you can purchase a home or refinance at only 5.5% on 30 years and 4 3/4 on 15 years. And then if rates drop later, you can refinance at no cost to you. Call American Home Loans at 801-262-2221, 262-2221, or go to AmericanHomeLoans.com. AmericanHomeLoans.com. NMLS 245422, APR 5.8 30-year and 5% 15-year. Terms and conditions apply.
Amanda, I took my daughter with me to see Frozen at Hale Center Theater, and it was a magical experience. And I say that somewhat jokingly, but it was magical. I watched a woman transform a dress in a second right in front of my own eyes. I got snowed on indoors. Plus, there was all the songs that we both loved.
Yeah, when that ice castle comes out of the floor, I have goosebumps now just thinking about that moment. And the performers, the young girls who sing Elsa and Anna when they're little. I mean, the grown-up ones too, but all of them were just extraordinary.
The Anna that I saw just had this magical pixie-like charm that was so fun to watch. That just everything she said made me laugh.
Have you seen Frozen yet at Hale Center Theater? It runs till when, Andy?
It goes till Valentine's Day.
So you have time.
Yeah, if you didn't catch it during the holiday season, that's okay. It's an extended run. You have a chance to go now.
And if you went before, maybe you want to take your girlfriend or your nieces. Go back and have this magical experience of Frozen.
You can get tickets online. Find out which day works best for you at hct.org.
We just want to have enough money for retirement.
And travel to visit our grandchildren.
I understand. That's why at Fisher Investments, we start by getting to know each other, so I can learn about your family, lifestyle, goals and needs, allowing us to tailor your portfolio.
What about commission-based products?
We don't sell those. We're a fiduciary, obligated to act in your best interest.
So how do your management fees work?
We have a simple management fee based on the value of your portfolio. So we do better when you do better.
We appreciate that kind of transparency.
We also check in with you regularly to keep you up to date on the markets and your portfolio.
Well, what other services do you offer?
As a client, you have access to resources on investing, financial planning, estate planning, Social Security, Medicare, and more.
Wow, sounds like Fisher Investments has everything we need.
At Fisher Investments, we're clearly different. Learn more at fisherinvestments.com.
Investing in securities involves the risk of loss.
We're watching Utah's money down day on Wall Street. The Dow losing 167 points. The S&P was down 59 and the Nasdaq fell 337 points.
Valentine's Day is a moment to pause and celebrate the love that fills your life. Duke's Jewelers in Springville believes every love story deserves something timeless, something chosen with intention and given from the heart. This Valentine's season, explore pieces that speak without a single word. Dazzling diamonds that catch the light, rich gold that feels classic and enduring, and colorful gemstones that tell a story all their own. Whether you're marking a first Valentine's together, honoring decades of devotion, or simply wanting to make someone feel cherished, Duke's Jewelers is here to help you find the perfect piece. Duke's Jewelers will guide you with care, offer thoughtful suggestions, and even wrap your gift beautifully so you can enjoy the moment, not stress over it. Visit Duke's Jewelers on Springville Main Street and discover a gift that will be treasured long after February 14th is passed. Because love is worth celebrating in the most meaningful way. Duke's Jewelers. Love elevated.
Join KSL in the movie show this Friday from 10 to 1 at the Salt Lake NPS store, 1600 Empire Road in Salt Lake City, npsstore.com.
This is the story of the one. As an HVAC technician, he and his digital multimeter are in high demand. So when a noisy office HVAC turns out to be a failing blower motor, he doesn't break a sweat. With Grainger's easy-to-use website and product information, he selects the product he needs to keep everything humming right along. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Rain-X wipers are the #1 wiper blades in America. That means all kinds of drivers choose Rain-X. Big drivers in small cars choose Rain-X. Small drivers in big cars choose Rain-X. Drivers with long hair and short commutes choose Rain-X. Drivers with short hair and long commutes choose Rain-X. Drivers with pets on board, babies on board, and bored babies on board choose Rain-X. Basically, drivers who love a clear view of the road all choose Rain-X wipers, the #1 wiper blades in America.
Traffic and weather together brought to you by UCCU. Transfer savings, earn more. UCCU, love where you bank. Ricky, what's going on?
A small accident, Jeff. This is going to be westbound, I-215 southbound in the Union Park area. So just after 1300 East, all vehicles are out of traffic on the right shoulder. It's slow and crowded southbound I-15 as you're going from Murray to Midvale, 5300 to 7200 south. A patch of slowing northbound I-15 passing 6 north. Eric?
Utah County, I-15 looking just fine. Rounding point of the mountain, going through Lehigh, Orem, Provo, all the way down to Spanish Fork, no problems. Are you tired of dealing with missing teeth? Are you ready to ditch the dentures? The experts at Stubbs Dental can change your life with dental implants. Get started at StubbsDental.com today. I'm Eric Butler in the KSL Traffic Center.
Temperatures should top in the low 50s today with mostly sunny skies and, of course, a little bit of valley haze. Overnight, 31 degrees, mostly clear. We keep it mostly clear with high pressure in place tomorrow, 53, going to 55 on Thursday with plenty of sunshine. From the KSL Weather Center, I'm Matt Johnson.
Same as Salt Lake, 52 in Ogden. It's 53 in Provo. Down in St. George, sunshine and 66 degrees.
You're listening to Jeff Caplan's Afternoon News
on KSL News Radio, 102.7 FM
and 1160 AM.
Good afternoon, 3:30 at KSL. Jeff Caplan here. We're at 52 in Salt Lake City. KSL's top story: after an injury that usually sidelines athletes for as long as a year, Lindsey Vonn says she's going to ski in the Winter Games next week. KSL News Radio's Heather Peterson with the very latest.
Vonn announced today that even with a ruptured ACL in her left knee, complete with bone bruising and meniscal damage, she's going to try to keep her Olympic comeback dreams alive. She said her knee isn't swollen, and she did a training run today with a brace, and she said it feels stable, more stable than when she skied with injuries in the past. She says she's been consulting with doctors, physical therapists, and coaches, and she feels confident she can compete on Sunday in the downhill race.
I'm still here. I think I'm still able to fight. I think I'm still able to try, and I will try as long as I have the ability to. I will not go home regretting not trying. I will do everything in my power to be in that starting gate.
Vonn says she's going to take the injury day by day, but her first test will come when she does a downhill training run on Thursday.
It's a pretty damn good comeback if I can pull it off.
Heather Peterson, KSL News Radio.
Sure would be. The ruptured ACL, well, the ACL helps the knee with rotational control. That's why orthopedic surgeon at the U, Travis Mack, says that most athletes would get reconstructive surgery before competing.
Of course, if that were recommended and performed now, she would not be able to compete in the Olympics, especially given the close proximity. One thing to note, though, not everyone needs an ACL. You can still perform pivoting sports even without an ACL in some individuals based on their bony shape. Unfortunately, we can't identify who those people are, but just because you don't have an ACL, it doesn't mean you can't perform those high-level pivoting sports if you try to.
Max says controlling the swelling in her knee and reactivating her quad will be crucial when and if she competes. The good doctor notes that if anyone can come back from an injury like this, it's Lindsey Vonn. Meantime, more venues have been announced for the 2028 Summer Olympics in L.A., but most of the just-released venue locations aren't even in California.
Already, the 2028 Los Angeles Olympics weren't totally going to be in Southern California. It's long been known softball will be in Oklahoma City, and now 6 venues have been added to the mix for soccer, and 4 of the 6 are outside of California. They're in New York City, Columbus, Ohio, Nashville, and St. Louis. The final stage matches will be at the Rose Bowl in Pasadena. L.A. Mayor Karen Bass saying L.A. will be ready for the Olympics by 2028.
We will be ready. I know that we will.
Organizers say the goal is to expand the footprint to different regions of the U.S. to give more fans a chance to experience an Olympic event. Alex Stone, ABC News, Los Angeles.
KSL News Time, 3:33. Our top national story: looks like the government shutdown is over. The president has signed the spending bill, and now the clock starts ticking again.
Ahead of the next funding deadline in a week and a half, Democrats will push for reforms at ICE and at Customs and Border Protection. Republicans will push for what's called the SAVE Act.
The SAVE Act just simply says you have to have verification of citizenship to register to vote.
That's how Speaker Mike Johnson's take. Here's top Senate Democrat Chuck Schumer's.
The SAVE Act is an abomination. It's Jim Crow 2.0 across the country.
Failure to reach agreement on Homeland Security funding could impact agencies such as FEMA, the Coast Guard, and the TSA. Stephen Portnoy, ABC News, Washington.
2 Capitol Hill Democrats hosted a forum about the very subject the White House is going to have to negotiate over the next 2 weeks, the use of force by Homeland Security. Senator Richard Blumenthal talked at this forum about Renee Good and Alex Preddy.
They were killed in cold blood, and I can only imagine how painful it must be for you to see that image of your sister, which speaks to your courage, your guts, your grit and determination to be here.
Yes, 2 of Renee Good's brothers spoke at the event. President Trump talked about nationalizing elections yesterday. Today, his White House press secretary wouldn't say it.
The president believes in the United States Constitution. However, he believes there has obviously been a lot of fraud and irregularities that have taken place in American elections.
Caroline Leavitt would only say the president supports the SAVE Act. It would require in-person proof of citizenship to vote in federal elections. Meantime, across the West, elections officials continue to leave their office at a record pace. The Deseret News reports about half of those elected elections officials left their jobs between 2020 and 25. Former Utah County Clerk Auditor Josh Daniels was one of them.
Honestly, the politics of the community had shifted where election policy was controversial, and a lot of people were promoting conspiracies and ideas about elections that just weren't accurate to how things are done in Utah. And it became just untenable. It wasn't fun anymore, so to speak.
Daniels tells Inside Sources elections officials consider themselves neutral referees who don't want to be hyper-partisan. KSL News Time 3:35. We have first look traffic. Ricky, the rush, not that bad so
Not
far?
that bad. No, I mean, we've got traffic starting to build with some slowing, but it's mostly southbound I-15, the usual spot, Murray and Midvale. But we do have an accident. We're still waiting for emergency crews to arrive. This is in Midvale, westbound on I-215 South Belt, just after 1300 East. It's out of traffic on the shoulder. Ricky Meese in the KSL Traffic Center.
Thanks, Ricky. My Minute of News is on the way next. Stay right here.
Hi, this is Doug Wright here with another experiment you can try at home regarding water. You can take 4 bags of water softener salt, lift 3 of the bags with one hand and 1 bag with your other hand. Yeah, I know. Now, if you're like most people, you'll probably find that 3 bags of salt weigh about 3 times as much as the 1 bag of salt. And that's an important thing to bear in mind when you're shopping for a water softener. You see, in our home, we have Kinetico, and the Kinetico water softeners are so well designed, they use only 1 bag of salt for every 3 bags that other water softeners use. Now, I can speak to this because we have had a Kinetico soft water system now in 2 different homes, and I'm not a fan of lifting those bags of salt. This is just one of the many reasons you really should look into Kinetico. Their number is 801-576-8600 or go to softwaterutah.com.
Logan Fury did something smart. He saved hundreds on auto insurance switching to Progressive. With that money, he bought a mini treadmill. Is walking on it during video conference calls more distracting than he thought? Yes. And is that because he overestimated his foot-eye coordination? Definitely. But it's Logan's savings, and if he wants to burn calories and any chance at a promotion, we say, good for you, Logan. Switch and see if you could save with Progressive and treat yourself. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates.
Big tax changes this year could mean a bigger refund, and Jackson Hewitt knows how to get you your biggest. You'll get $100 just to try us. That won't make you filthy rich, but definitely gas plus groceries rich. And since we know all the new tax codes, you could get thousands back, which would make you low-key loaded. Or at least wealthy adjacent? Go with our trusted pros and get $100 to switch. Rest easy. Jackson Hewitt's got your taxes. Guaranteed. Limited time offer for new clients. Participating locations only. Details at jacksonhewitt.com.
All in together now. We can make it better. Can we do it? Rope it up. Because we know how to jump.
Moving and eating better every day can help make you and your kids healthier. Search We Can online to find out more. A message from the Ad Council, HHS, and NIH's We Can program.
This is My Minute of News, brought to you by Any Hour Services, electrical, plumbing, heating, and air, anyhourservices.com. 1.6 million couples will get married this year, but for a handful of couples, what comes next is wedded confusion because both husband and wife have the same name. Not the same last name, the same exact name. For instance, did you see the Twilight movies?
All of a sudden, it's not gravity holding you to the planet. It's her.
Taylor Lautner was the muscle-bound wolf dog thingy. A teen heartthrob a dozen years ago, he met a girl named Taylor. They got married, and now they're Mr. and Mrs. Taylor Lautner. He's Taylor Lautner, she's Taylor Lautner, and everybody else is woefully confused. Family members and friends would say, "Hey, Taylor," and they'd both look up. Since then, those close to the couple have taken to calling them Boy Tay and Girl Tay. But it's not just famous people. Chris Whitehead, The Wall Street Journal tells the story of stay-at-home mom Chris Whitehead, who hated her last name because of all the pimple jokes. Hey, Whitehead! She yearned to get married and change that last name, but her new husband is also Chris Colby. So they're now both Chris Colby, and she is facing a lot of cheese jokes. They open each other's mail all the time. It's addressed to Chris Colby, but which one? Fortunately, this is not as big a problem in Utah, where we tend to shy away from androgynous names. Our top 20 boys' names are decidedly masculine: Olivers and Henrys and Liams, while the girls' names are feminine: Olivia, Emma, Charlotte. Meantime, couples with the same name scramble for solutions. In Denver, Taylor Nelson Cook and his wife, Taylor Nelson Cook, have found a unique solution. He calls himself Mailer because he's male, and he calls his wife Gaylor because she's a girl. Cheesy, but at least it's not Colby.
Jeff Kaplan's Minute of News, only on KSL News Radio.
Here's your traffic and weather together, brought to you by UCCU. Supercharge your savings at UCCU.com. Here's Ricky Meese.
2 crashes now, and both of them are on the South Belt going westbound on I-215. One is in the Union Park area just after 1300 East, out of traffic on the right shoulder. Our latest one is at the ramp to go northbound on I-15, and look for that also out of traffic on the shoulder if you're on the southbound side of I-15 on the main flow in Salt Lake County. You have your usual slowdowns waiting for you from Murray to Midvale, 5300 to 7200 south. Another patch of traffic building and starting to dip below the freeway limit between the mall and 114th south. If you're headed northbound on I-15, a little busy near 6 North. After that, freeway speeds passing the North Interchange all the way into Roy, clear on Legacy and West Davis Highway and Highway 89 from Farmington up to I-84. Eric?
Westbound 201 starting to get a little bit slow approaching the 215 westbound, and then further down the line as you approach 7200 west in Magna. Bangerter Highway starting to thicken up, and you've got several slow spots between 700 south if you're on the southbound side, going all the way down to 4100 south. Down to Utah County, not seeing any difficulties on the freeway. Looks good from Point of the Mountain to Spanish Fork. That's a 24-minute drive. University Avenue, a little bit busy near the BYU campus. Heading south down towards I-15, and you've got southbound slowing imminent, it looks like, over on Mountain View Corridor. You've got some slowdowns as you approach SR 73. Plan the perfect President's Day weekend getaway. Ski the Beeve, just 20 minutes from Garden City with easy access and good snow. Make your winter escape simple and close. Visit bearlake.org for more. Eric Butler in the KSL Traffic Center.
More balmy February weather, 52 today with mostly sunny skies and a little valley haze. Overnight, 31 clear skies. Tomorrow afternoon, 53 mostly sunny. High pressure moves in, minimal cloud cover on Thursday, 55 with sunshine, and of course, our best friend Little Haze still at the valley floor. From the KSL Weather Center, I'm Matt Johnson.
52 in Salt Lake City. KSL News Time 342. This is Utah's news, traffic, and weather station.
Hi, this is Doug Wright. You know I love to shop at NPS, but we have made this kind of a family event now. When we have our grandkids, we go to NPS. They love it, and it's so much fun to buy affordable things for them and great treats, some of which they have never seen before, because as I mentioned, shopping at NPS is an absolute treasure hunt. You never know what's going to be on the shelves. You never know what kind of bargains you're going to find. Each and every day, they are 20 to 70% off. But then you find savings, believe it or not, above and beyond even that. And with Valentine's Day just around the corner, NPS is the perfect place to shop for your Valentine. Chocolates, candy, flowers, special gifts, jewelry, purses. You'll be amazed at what you're going to find at any of the 4 locations of NPS. 2 in Salt Lake, 1 in Layton, and of course in Orem. NPS.
Who is Farm Bureau Financial Services? At our core, we're relationship builders. We're home and auto bundlers, life insurers, farm and ranch protectors, and retirement planners. We're neighbors, community members, and friends. We're the people you can count on now and for years to come. Find a Farm Bureau agent at fbfs.com/protect. Farm Bureau Property and Casualty Insurance Company, Western Agricultural Insurance Company, Farm Bureau Life Insurance Company.
This year's tax changes. Better not get caught snoozing. Miss one deduction, lose thousands. Not amusing.
Big tax changes can mean bigger refunds at Jackson Hewitt. And right now, get $100 just to try us.
Don't worry, tax filers. If money is tight, get $100 from Jackson Hewitt, so you'll sleep better at night.
Limited time offer for new clients. Participating locations only. Details at jacksonhewitt.com.
Are you 50 or older? This news is for you. The CDC recommends you get vaccinated against pneumococcal pneumonia. Even if you're healthy, your age puts you at risk. People 50 or older are over 6 times more likely to be hospitalized with pneumococcal pneumonia compared to adults 18 to 49. Just one shot can help protect you. Learn more and schedule at vaxassist.com. That's VAXassist.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
KSL News Time, 3:45. The 3 things you need to know this hour. First,
Idaho lawmakers are upset by a proposed bill here in Utah that would add taxes to fuel that's refined here, then shipped out of state. I'm KSL News Radio's Randall Jeps.
Second, the Jazz have traded multiple players to the Memphis Grizzlies in exchange for one-time Defensive Player of the Year, Jaren Jackson Jr. Third, our biggest traffic trouble spawn.
A crash in Murray at the ramp from westbound I-215 southbound to northbound I-15 on the right shoulder. Another crash again at the south interchange. This time it's southbound I-15 approaching the I-215 junction. 2 vehicles out of traffic on the right. Ricky Meese in the KSL Traffic Center.
How about a little bit of haze, some sunshine, and mild highs in the 50s? I'm Matt Johnson.
And here we are, 52 at the KSL Common Spirit Health Studios now. Our top national stories.
ABC News, I'm Michelle Franzen. In Arizona, local authorities and the FBI are asking for the public's tips to the disappearance of Nancy Guthrie. Police say the mother of Today anchor Savannah Guthrie was kidnapped from her home over the weekend. At a briefing today, the Pima County Sheriff did not elaborate when asked if there was a ransom demand. ABC's Aaron Kotursky has more.
They're still waiting to try and get into home surveillance cameras. They have not been able to access those images as of yet. And the only hint came when our Trevor Alt was asking the sheriff if any ransom had come in, and the sheriff didn't fully say no, but he didn't say yes either. Clearly they have more than they're telling the public.
President Trump today signing the House-passed short-term funding package, ending the partial government shutdown, but lawmakers face another deadline in 10 days. Central Command says a U.S. fighter jet shot down an Iranian drone as it approached the aircraft carrier USS Abraham Lincoln in the Arabian Sea today. This is ABC News.
KSL News Time, 3:47. Congresswoman Celeste Malloy is defending her decision to join a federal lawsuit that challenges Utah's new congressional map. KSL News Radio's Brianna Willis reports.
Representative Malloy says the newly selected congressional map was not put through the same selection process as a commission would go through.
There's not the public buy-in. There weren't the public hearings like the legislature did. And there's no way to hold that group that drew the map accountable.
She also made clear that although the lawsuit named the Lieutenant Governor Deidre Henderson, it is in no way specifically there to target her. Brianna Willis, KSL News Radio.
One of the groups that fought for a nonpartisan independent map is also commenting on this new lawsuit.
Better Boundaries Executive Director Elizabeth Rasmussen tells me she doesn't believe this lawsuit has any merit, saying courts have had to implement congressional maps in other states before.
Claiming that this is unprecedented or against the U.S. Constitution is directly against all the precedents set in other states as well as in federal law.
Rasmussen also says she wishes our elected representatives took more accountability with why we have a new congressional map they didn't draw.
This is a consequence of their actions. It is also not unprecedented. It's happened before. They had a chance to draw a map that complied, and they didn't. And so that is why we're here.
And Rasmussen says at this point, she thinks if a judge orders another new map, we're not going to have enough time to prepare for the upcoming midterm elections. Adam Small, KSL News Radio.
In Florida, police have arrested a man they say kidnapped 2 sisters after grooming them for months on Roblox. ABC's Victor Akendo in Miami with details.
According to police, the suspect traveled more than 1,500 miles, driving 23 hours straight from Omaha, Nebraska to Indiantown, Florida, telling the girls to meet him. They disappeared around 5 p.m. Saturday. Investigators finding their conversations with the suspect on one of the girls' phones, along with a detailed plan to take them to Nebraska.
The two girls were found safe Sunday afternoon, about an hour away from their home. KSL News Time 3:49. Traffic and weather together. We're brought to you by UCCU. Transfer savings, earn more. UCCU. Love where you bank. Here's Ricky Meese.
Slow southbound I-15 as you're approaching the I-80 201 junction, about 2100 south. And then the typical delay further, and that's going to be southbound I-15, 53rd South Murray through Midvale. You'll pick up to better speeds by the time you're reaching 90th South. It doesn't last long. It gets bogged down at 114th South. Northbound I-15, it's also starting to fill in and slow down in those right lanes exiting at Bangerter Highway in Draper. Clear after that all the way to downtown. If you continue north on I-15 from downtown, a little busy near 6 North. And then you're looking good through the rest as you get into North Salt Lake into Davis County. Eric?
Westbound Sin Lehigh on 2100 North, and that's pretty slow once you exit I-15, start heading out towards Redwood Road. Once you get to 3600 West, that's when things will improve. And for now, Mountain View Corridor, not bad, heading south down towards SR 73. We have some eastbound slowing on Pioneer Crossing, approaching Mill Pond Road. The westbound side, that's still filling in for the moment. I-15, northbound and southbound across Utah County is looking good. When quality matters, call Campson Electric. We deliver professional electrical solutions for homes and businesses, from upgrades to full installs. No shortcuts, just expert work done right. Visit CampsonElectric.com. Eric Butler in the KSL Traffic Center.
KSL 7-day forecast has high pressure blocking all the storms through this weekend. I've got a mostly sunny sky coverage today with a high of 52, hazy. More haze tomorrow, 53 on Wednesday, mostly sunny. Full-on sunshine Thursday, 55. We're up to 56 on Friday with sunshine and haze. More haze in the forecast there on Saturday, mostly sunny, beautiful high of 55. We take it to 56 on Sunday, partly cloudy. And how about mostly cloudy skies with a 30% chance for showers on Monday, high of 49. From the KSL Weather Center, I'm Matt Johnson.
52 degrees, your 7-day forecast brought to you by Performance Automotive Bountiful. 352.
Jeff Kaplan's Afternoon News, only on KSL News Radio.
Hey now, you're an all-star. Get your game on, go play. Hey now, you're a rock star. Get the show on, get paid. And all that glitters is gold. Only shooting stars break the mold.
When Team USA is on, you can almost see the moment a kid starts believing they could be next. Now, while Xfinity can't guarantee that, they can guarantee something just as important, that your internet price won't change for 5 years. No contracts or commitments, so while your kid is ordering gear online, streaming highlight reels, or video chatting, your Xfinity internet price won't budge. And who knows, by the time the next Olympic Winter Games roll around, your kid could be getting fitted for their very own Team USA uniform. And guess what? You'll still be paying the same price for reliable Wi-Fi. And there's even more to enjoy with the Xfinity Gold Medal Celebration. Now through February 22nd, get their best price on gig Wi-Fi for 5 years guaranteed. Just $50 a month, plus get Peacock Premium included for 2 years. That's a $10.99 monthly value. Xfinity. Imagine that. Proud partner of Team USA. Restrictions apply. Requires paperless billing and auto pay with stored bank account. Taxes and fees extra. Actual speeds vary.
With affordable tuition, personal support, and career services, Salt Lake Community College is empowering students to shape Utah's future.
I'm an occupational therapy practitioner.
I'm an electrical engineer.
And I'm in comms, PR, and marketing.
And I'm a Salt Lake Community College alum.
A better Utah starts with a better education. SLCC provides opportunities to students who become alumni that shape Utah's future. See how we're investing in Utah's future at slcc.edu/community.
It's not too late. If you got government health insurance again, especially here in Utah, this matters because a lot of families are paying more and getting less. Everyone focuses on the monthly premium, and yes, at my policy quote, I can help there. In fact, many of my Utah families are seeing 47% savings and even more on gold level plans. But the bigger issue shows up when you actually need care. The moment that university or blue insurance card hits the counter, prices prices jump, and with family deductibles now climbing to $20,000, all of that bill lands right back on you. My name is Mike. At My Policy Quote, I help individuals and families and businesses move into private insurance based on health, not income, so you're not overpaying for things you'll never use. That means lower costs, access to national PPO networks, and a plan chosen and managed by you, not the government. If you pay your own health insurance, you're on COBRA, uninsured, or your employer plan is just too much, even self-employed or small businesses, call me, Mike, today. 385-367-6779. Again, that's 385-367-6779. Or visit mypolicyquote.com. That's mypolicyquote.com to get started now.
Women go through many changes in their lives. And we believe each milestone matters. That every new candle represents another step in your story. Our healthcare experts support women at every stage of life. Because each chapter deserves to be celebrated. Women's health. Nurture what's next. Find care near you at mountain.commonspirit.org. Common Spirit Health. Human kindness lives here.
We're watching Utah's money. Flights to Mexico might get a little bit cheaper. An airline you've never heard of just announced it'll start flying nonstop from Salt Lake to Guadalajara 3 times a week. Volaris Airlines is a Latin American low-fare carrier that just might put a little downward pressure on everybody's prices to that one destination. Well, let's talk about chips. Not for computers, the kind you put in your mouth. Pepsi is cutting the price of Cheetos and Doritos by 15%. You might save a little money when you go Super Bowl food shopping. On Wall Street today, a down day. The Dow slipped 167 points. It closed at 49,241. The S&P was down 59 points, and the Nasdaq slid 337. KSL News Time 3:56. Cougar Tracks here. We're brought to you by Advanced Window Products. High-quality, affordable replacement windows. Jimmer approved. Check out their Window Mania. Here's BYU insider Mitch Harper.
BYU football has finalized its coaching staff for the 2026 season. The Cougars have promoted Chad Kahaha from analyst to outside linebackers coach. Justin Enna is now the full-time special teams coordinator. He replaces Kelly Papinga, who is now BYU's defensive coordinator. Enna has been on BYU staff since the 2023 season. Then the Cougars added a new coach from North Dakota State in Lewis Walker. Walker, a Salt Lake City native who played at the University of Utah, will coach BYU's cornerback unit in 2026. Along with Papinga as the defensive coordinator, BYU also has former Southern Utah head coach DeMario Warren as the defensive passing game coordinator. Sione Puha is now BYU's associate head coach. With Cougar Tracks, I'm Mitch Harper on your legacy home of the BYU Cougars. KSL News Radio.
What's up, Utah? This is Jimmer Fredette. You know, back in the day, Jimmer Mania was all about making big shots. Now it's time for Window Mania. Get $2,500 off when you buy 10 windows or more from Advanced Window Products. Call them today at 801-850-9100. If your old drafty windows are a turnover, costing you money every month, it's time for a game changer. These guys are the home team. They're a local, family-owned company that manufactures their windows right here in Salt Lake City. They're built by Utah for our crazy Utah climate. When you buy from Advanced Window Products, you're buying factory direct. No middleman. That's how you score a winning deal. Their windows are tough on defense, blocking out the heat and the cold, which saves you serious money on your energy bills. And here's the slam dunk. Their lifetime warranty, which even covers accidental glass breakage, that's peace of mind you can't get from the other guys. Get in on Window Mania and tell them Jimmer sent you. Call 801-850-9100 or advancedwindows.com.
Hi, I'm Joe Cordell of Cordell & Cordell, America's largest family law firm. During this time of year, difficult relationships sometimes become impossible. If you or someone you care about is facing a family law issue, let us set up a 1-hour Cordell Consult. The Cordell Consult is a meeting with a local attorney who will give you clear guidance about your options, whether it's a separation, a postnuptial agreement, divorce, or custody. Take the first step. Visit CordellCordell.com. That's CordellCordell.com.
Traffic and weather together brought to you by UCCU. Supercharge your savings at UCCU.com. Here's Ricky Meese.
A crash in Murray, out of traffic southbound I-15 at the I-215 junction. The south interchange, all lanes are open. But slowdowns from Murray through Midvale and again in Draper. Northbound I-15 spots a busy and sometimes slow traffic between 2100 South and 6 North. Clear after that into Ogden. Eric?
Bangerter Highway getting pretty busy southbound from California Avenue in spots all the way down to 3500 South. In fact, a little bit of delays past that to 4100 South. Down in Utah County, I-15, normal driving conditions. You don't have any delays so far, not enough congestion. But westbound 2100 North, that's slow from I-15 over to 3600 West en route to Redwood Road. Performance Automotive in Bountiful, endless possibilities with 3 locations. Performance Ford Lincoln, Performance Honda, and Performance Toyota, where excellence is standard. Start your search at performancebountiful.com. I'm Eric Butler in the KSL Traffic Center.
Traffic and weather together on the 9s, clear and down to 31 degrees overnight. Tomorrow, you can expect light haze, a little bit warmer. We'll head to 53, then 54 on Thursday, 56 on Friday. Sunsets at 5:47.
KSL FM Midvale.
KSL Salt Lake City.
From the KSL Common Spirit Health Studios, this is KSL News Radio.
Utah's news, traffic, and weather station.
Good afternoon, 4 o'clock at KSL News Radio. I'm Jeff Caplan. We're at 52 degrees, KSL's top story. Testimony continues this afternoon in Provo in the murder case against Charlie Kirk's accused killer, Tyler Robinson. The court is currently hearing from one of the prosecutors accused of having a conflict of interest. KSL News Radio's Eric Cabrera joins us live from the courthouse. Eric?
Jeff, testimony is back underway this afternoon, and the defense has now turned its attention to Prosecutor A, whose actions are central to the conflict of interest argument in this case. Right now, defense attorneys are questioning the prosecutor about his whereabouts on the day of the shooting, his movements afterward, and the steps he took leading up to the filing of charges. That questioning follows earlier testimony from the prosecutor's adult child, a Utah Valley University student who was present on campus the day of the shooting, as the defense works to establish whether personal connections influence decisions inside the Utah County Attorney's Office. Earlier in the hearing, Utah County Attorney Jeff Gray testified that the presence of the prosecutor's child had no impact on charging decisions or the decision to seek the death penalty, saying those choices were based solely on the evidence. The judge has set clear time limits on today's testimony and arguments and says he plans to rule by the end of today's hearing on whether prosecutors will remain on the case. Live in Provo, Eric Cabrera, KSL News Radio.
KSL News Time 4:02. Our top national story, the mother of Today Show host Savannah Guthrie is still missing. There's word of a potential ransom note sent to the family, but local officials only say that they're investigating every lead.
We know that at least TMZ is reporting that it was emailed what is said to be a ransom note asking for millions of dollars in Bitcoin. But as they very clearly point out, it is unverified. There are some details in it that they believe may be crime scene details that only the captor would know, but it's unclear if any of those are authentic details. It'll take the FBI and police to figure that out.
That's ABC's Alex Stone. He tells us the Pima County Sheriff's Office is aware of ransom letters, but they're still looking into the validity of them. The White House says the Navy shot down an Iranian drone that was approaching one of the U.S. aircraft carriers in the region. Despite this, peace talks with Iran are still on the table.
I just spoke with Special Envoy Witkoff, and these talks, as of right now, are still scheduled. President Trump is always wanting to pursue diplomacy first.
White House Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt there. Friday's meeting with Iranian officials, a direct meeting, will focus on ending their nuclear ambitions in Iran. The brief truce in Ukraine has ended with a massive Russian air assault. Hundreds of drones and missiles.
Russia overnight launched a huge attack on Ukraine's energy system involving well over 500 drones and missiles, and it has knocked out heating for well over 1 million people during the coldest period of the winter that we have seen so far. Temperatures are around minus 20 Celsius, about minus 4 degrees Fahrenheit. You know, Russia targeting thermal power stations. Those are the ones that are specifically used to provide heating.
ABC's Patrick Reevell is in Kyiv. It was the biggest attack on Ukraine so far this year. Well, it's a concept that's older than the country itself, the balance of power. But now the Utah State Bar is calling out the legislature, saying that their actions are chipping away at that balance. KSL News Radio's Heather Peterson has the story.
It's been a tense year between Utah's legislature and judiciary, especially in the fight over congressional maps. Utah State Bar Executive Director Elizabeth Wright says there's always been a natural tension between the executive, legislative, and judicial branches, but when you don't respect the actions of the other branches, that's when you run into problems.
If there's retribution or other things involved, it's clearly the system is breaking. We need to respect when one branch acts and makes a check, or when another branch passes a law, and that's the sign of a healthy democracy.
Wright and her colleagues at the bar say the number of bills proposed by the legislature, like several that change the way judges are chosen and retained, threaten judicial independence and undermine constitutional checks and balances. At the Capitol, Heather Peterson, KSL News Radio.
Utah lawmakers are getting ready to introduce a bill designed to lower the state's gas tax by adding a refinery tax on fuel that leaves the state. Idaho lawmakers are not happy.
This gas tax bill hasn't formally been introduced yet, but Idaho lawmakers are telling people there it could raise the cost of their gas by 25 cents a gallon. Utah House Speaker Mike Schultz says he doesn't buy those numbers, and he blames the petroleum industry for causing a rift.
We want to work through those issues with Idaho. Idaho's a great state. We have a lot of respect for Idaho. We've been great partners over the years. We want to continue that.
The Utah petroleum industry put out a statement saying they do not support the bill, but they're not fighting it either. Idaho's House Speaker told Idaho News 6 Idaho would look to retaliate if the bill goes through. He even mentioned stopping water that flows from Idaho into the Great Salt Lake. Randall Jepson, KSL News Radio.
KSL News Time, 4:06. First look traffic. Ricky Meese is here.
And we do have a new accident tying up traffic. This is southbound I-15, about a mile prior to 146 South in Draper. Emergency crews are blocking the left lane of travel. Ricky Meese in the KSL Traffic Center.
Thanks, Ricky. My Minute of News is on the way next. Stay with us.
Progressive knows life takes you in many directions.
Bear right at exit 32, then begin to wonder why you never bought a fish tank. In 1.3 miles, you'll realize you've been mispronouncing epitome your whole life. At the roundabout, you will remember you said something at dinner you wish you hadn't, and will think about it for decades. You have arrived at your destination, but it turns out there really is no destination, and life just keeps going.
Wherever life takes you, protect your home and auto with a bundle from Progressive. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and other insurers. Not available in all states or situations.
Big tax changes this year could mean a bigger refund, and Jackson Hewitt knows how to get you your biggest. You'll get $100 just to try us. That won't make you filthy rich, but definitely gas plus groceries rich. And since we know all the new tax codes, you could get thousands back, which would make you low-key loaded. Or at least wealthy adjacent? Go with our trusted pros and get $100 to switch. Rest easy. Jackson Hewitt's got your taxes, guaranteed. Limited time offer for new clients, participating locations only. Details at jacksonhewitt.com.
My savings are gone.
Okay, where were they last?
Here, right before I spent them on that vacation to Aruba.
Weird. Not weird. Not saving now means no money later. For free ways to save, go to feedthepig.org. This message brought to you by the American Institute of CPAs and the Ad Council.
If you've ever set New Year's resolutions before, you know how difficult it is to follow through because you have to wait to see the results. What's up, everybody? I'm Mike Wilson with Any Hour Services, and in honor of your New Year, New You resolutions, Any Hour Services is having our New Year, New System sale. From now until the end of February, Any Hour Services will give you $2,026 off a new furnace and air conditioner. And you don't have to wait to save the money. You get $2,026 off at the time of purchase. The only thing you have to do to qualify for our New Year, New System sale is call Any Hour Services and schedule a free estimate. When you call, there's no obligation to buy. Just schedule a time to meet that works best for you. Let me say that again. From now until the end of February, when you have Any Hour Services install a new furnace and air conditioner, we'll give you $2,026 off. Call Any Hour Services right now and schedule a free estimate. 801-443-7400. You can Google Any Hour Services. You can even schedule online at anyhourservices.com. No one helps more homeowners than Any Hour Services.
This is My Minute of News, brought to you by Any Hour Services, electrical, plumbing, heating, and air, anyhourservices.com. We've hoped and prayed that Americans would become more tolerant. In a country where the majority of Democrats say they wouldn't marry a Republican, and vice versa. All I want is a world where we can talk about and respect our differences, and apparently here in Utah, we're making progress. Proof comes from a new survey. 3,000 families responded to a survey by FamilyDestinationsGuide.com. They were asked, if you were going to up anchor and move your family, where would you most want to go? Families here in Utah chose Hawaii. Fantasizing about lapping waves, sandy beaches, and coconuts falling fresh from the tree, Utahns would choose gentle breezes, the aloha spirit, and paradise among the palms. But Utah, you know what lurks behind all of those palm trees? Democrats.
Hawaii cast 9 votes for Bernie Sanders and 23 votes for our next president, Joe Biden.
Hawaii has more Democrats than ukuleles, and yet still, given the entire world to choose from, Utahns, who are among the most Republican people on earth, would raise their kids in Hawaii to live under the thumb of a Democratic governor, congressional delegation, legislature, a place that taxes out-of-staters an extra 7% when they buy property. It's an outrageous confiscation of wealth, unless you add in some palm trees. Then maybe it's okay. I think this is proof that we're becoming more tolerant. Good on you, Utah.
Jeff Kaplan's Minute of News, only on KSL News Radio.
Traffic and weather together, brought to you by UCCU. Transfer savings, earn more. UCCU, love where you bank. Here's Ricky Meese.
Southbound I-15 delays from 4500 South Murray to just past 7200 South in Midvale, and then you're going to start to see delays setting in Sandy all the way to Draper, where we have an accident just after Bangerter Highway blocking the left lane of travel. Northbound I-15 heavy and slow exiting at the Bangerter exit in those right lanes in Draper. But you're clear after that until you get to about 1300 South, then spots of slowing from there up to the North Interchange in North Salt Lake. I-15 in Weber and Davis County, looking good both directions. Freeways to the east, no problems on I-215 or I-80. Eric?
Kind of good pace in Utah County on I-15. Not seeing any trouble from Point of the Mountain all the way down to Payson and Santa Quinn if you're going to do that whole stretch. Southbound Mountain View Corridor, that's starting to get busy as you go from 2100 North down to SR 73, and you got some eastbound slowing on SR 73 approaching Mountain View as well. Out in Tooele County, it's starting to get a little bit busy southbound SR 36 as you head to approach the north part of Tooele. Prior to that, everything looks pretty good from Lake Point down through Stansbury and Erda. Homeowners, Gillette Services is putting $1,000 in your pocket with a rebate on new installations, and you pay nothing until 2027. Call 385, get heat for your free estimate. Comfort now, pay later. Eric Butler on the KSL Traffic Center.
More balmy February weather, 52 today, with mostly sunny skies and a little valley haze. Overnight, 31 clear skies. Tomorrow afternoon, 53, mostly sunny. High pressure moves in, minimal cloud cover on Thursday, 55 with sunshine, and of course, our best friend Little Haze still at the valley floor. From the KSL Weather Center, I'm Matt Johnson.
52 degrees. So the Jazz made a big trade. Our Jazz insider, Ben Anderson, says it could be one of the biggest Jazz trades ever. That's a tall order. We have details on the way. Stay with us. We're streaming live on the KSL News Radio app. This is Utah's news, traffic, and weather station. I have some good news for you today. Pay attention, pull over, whatever. American Home Loans has lowered their mortgage rates to only 5.5% on 30-year loans and 4 3/4 for 15 years. Yes, 5.5% fixed. But wait, what if rates go down again? No problem. Once you're a customer with American Home Loans, you don't have to worry about paying closing costs every time you refinance. That's right. Every time rates drop by 0.25% or more, they'll refinance you at no cost to you. Zero, zilch, nada. For details, call 801-262-2221. 262-2221. So now you can purchase a home or refinance at only 5.5% on 30 years and 4 3/4 on 15 years. And then if rates drop later, you can refinance at no cost to you. Call Call American Home Loans at 801-262-2221, 262-2221, or go to AmericanHomeLoans.com. AmericanHomeLoans.com. NMLS 245422, APR 5.8, 30-year and 5% 15-year. Terms and conditions apply.
My perfect day has sand, salt water, and friends. But my moderate to severe plaque psoriasis can take me out of the moment. Now I'm all in with clearer skin thanks to Skyrizi. Risankizumab Riza, a prescription-only 150 milligram injection for adults who are candidates for systemic or phototherapy. With Skyrizi, most people saw 90% clearer skin, and many were even 100% plaque-free at 4 months. Skyrizi is just 4 doses a year after 2 starter doses.
Don't use if allergic to Skyrizi. Serious allergic reactions, increased infections, or lower ability to fight them may occur. Before treatment, get checked for infections and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor about any flu-like symptoms or vaccines.
Thanks to Skyrizi, there's nothing on my skin, and that means everything. Ask your doctor about Skyrizi, the #1 dermatologist-prescribed biologic in psoriasis. Visit Skyrizi.com or call 1-866-SKYRIZI to learn more.
Getting help with plumbing repairs is easier than you think. All you have to do is call Any Hour Services or schedule an appointment at anyhourservices.com. No one helps more homeowners than Any Hour Services.
This is Andy Farnsworth with One Kind Act Today's Minute of Kindness, brought to you by the Semnani Family Foundation. During the recent holiday season, students at Rocky Mountain University showed how simple acts of kindness can make a big impact. Through RMU's Student Service Association, they came together with one shared goal: to help bring joy to children who needed it most. By donating over 100 toys to the Marine Corps Reserve Toys for Tots program, these students helped spread hope, smiles, and holiday magic to families across the community. Each toy represented more than a gift. It was a reminder to a child that they are seen, valued, and cared for. It's proof that when young people choose generosity, kindness multiplies far beyond what we can see. How can you turn compassion into action this season or any season? Find out more at thepowerofkind.org. That's thepowerofkind.org.
KSL News Time, 4:15. The 3 things you need to know this hour first.
The head of a group that helps front the legal battle against the state over Utah's last congressional map is calling a federal lawsuit over the new map another attack on what they've been fighting for years. I'm KSL News Radio's Adam Small.
Second, Team USA's Lindsey Vonn says she's still going to take to the slopes at the Winter Games Sunday, despite rupturing her ACL in a crash last week. Third, our biggest traffic trouble spot.
The crash has been cleared southbound I-15 in between Bangor and 146 South. All lanes are open. However, residual delays remain. The worst of the slowing goes back to 123rd South, but that's in addition to the regular drive-home delays stretching all the way back to Murray. Ricky Meese in the KSL Traffic Center.
Quiet, sunny, hazy weather will continue through the rest of the week into the weekend with a possible pattern change next week. I'm Deb Mashuli.
It's 52 at the KSL Common Spirit Health Studios now. Our top national stories.
From ABC News, I'm Michelle Franzen. The White House is clarifying comments made by President Trump in an interview with podcaster and former FBI Deputy Director Dan Bongino.
The White House today said the president was talking about the SAVE Act when he spoke Monday about Republicans nationalizing U.S. elections, comments that sparked criticism from even some Republicans. The SAVE Act would require proof of citizenship in federal elections, but the president's comments yesterday were not specific about that measure. Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt was asked if the president believes in the state's authority under the Constitution to oversee elections.
The president believes in the United States Constitution. However, he believes there has obviously been a lot of fraud and irregularities that have taken place in American elections.
Karen Travers, ABC News, the White House.
The president signed a funding package today ending the partial government shutdown. That short-term fix, though, only for 10 days. Former President Bill Clinton and former Secretary of State Hillary Clinton will appear for in-person depositions in February related to the House probe into Jeffrey Epstein. The Clintons agreed to appear in person after Republicans rejected remote depositions. In Arizona, the investigation intensifying into the missing mother of NBC Today anchor Savannah Guthrie, kidnapped over the weekend at her Tucson home.
Nancy Guthrie has been missing since early Sunday morning. Pima County Sheriff Chris Nano says leads are pouring in, but right now
we got to find her, and we got to work hard to do that.
He says there is no DNA to indicate suspects who may have been in the house. No information on cars seen in the area. No tire tracks or footprints. The FBI is analyzing cell phone and cell tower data. When pressed by ABC if there is a ransom demand that has come in, the sheriff would only say, "We're looking at all leads." Alex Stone, ABC News.
Parts of the South still dealing with extreme cold and power outages from the snow and ice storm more than a week ago. Utility companies asking customers to scale back power consumption. You're listening to ABC News.
KSL News Time, 4:18. KSL Sports, the Utah Jazz have traded several players, including Walter Clayton Jr., Kyle Anderson, and Taylor Hendricks, in a major deal with the Memphis Grizzlies. They get star forward Jaren Jackson Jr.
This honestly has an argument to be the biggest trade in Utah Jazz history when you consider the quality of player coming back, a two-time All-Star who's just 26 years old, has a long future ahead of him. And the amount the Jazz are sending, it's 3 future first-round draft picks. It's a former lottery pick. It's a first-round draft pick from this past season. It's a lot. This is a huge investment for the Utah Jazz, but the type of investment they've been waiting to make since trading Donovan Mitchell and Rudy Gobert in the summer of 2022.
That's KSL Sports Jazz insider Ben Anderson there. He says that the Jazz are ranked dead last in defense in the NBA, and Jaren Jackson Jr. could help turn things around, meaning an end to the rebuilding process may actually be in sight. Starting June 1st, you'll be able to catch a direct flight to Guadalajara, Mexico. This service is going to be offered by a Latin American discount carrier called Volaris Airlines. They'll fly out of Salt Lake City Airport 3 nonstops a week. Tickets are available starting today. KSL News Time, 4:19. Traffic and weather together brought to you by UCCU. Transfer savings, earn more. UCCU, love where you bank. Ricky, what's going on?
Oh, that southbound drive of I-15 in Salt Lake County has just really filled in. You're going to see a little bit of slowing approaching 2100 south, but the bigger delay, the bulk of the drive home, is stuck between 4500 south Murray all the way to Bluffdale, and the worst speeds are in Draper, where we had the earlier accident after Bangerter. Northbound I-15, heavy and slow going from Bluffdale up to the Bangerter exit, and then spots of slowing from 2100 south to about Warm Springs Road. But from the north interchange all the way to Willard Bay, both directions of I-15 look great. Over to the east, all clear, I-215 and I-80. Eric?
Got a left shoulder crash northbound I-15 in Utah County. This is just past University Avenue in Provo. Taking a look at our delays in the county, though it's not there. We do have some slowdowns, though, as you go just past Pleasant Grove Boulevard exit, heading up towards 500 East in American Fork. And now you've got westbound slowing both on 2100 North and Pioneer Crossing, heading from I-15 over to Redwood Road. Mountain View Corridor starting to slow up 2100 North southbound to SR 73. Are you on the hunt for that next big hunt? Then head to huntexpo.com and you'll find it. Western Hunting and Conservation Expo, February 12th through 15th at the Salt Palace Convention Center. Eric Butler in the KSL Traffic Center.
KSL 7-day forecast, quiet as can be for the next several days. I've got 52 today, mostly sunny skies. 53 tomorrow, mostly sunny. Core of high pressure moves into the state of Utah Thursday. Sunshine, 55. Temperatures respond to that high pressure on Friday, 56. We're still in the mid-50s all the way through Saturday, mostly sunny and hazy. 56 on Sunday, partly cloudy skies. And of course, a bit of a drop-off on Monday, mostly cloudy with a high of 49 and a 30% chance for some showers. From the KSL Weather Center, I'm Matt Johnson.
Your 7-day forecast brought to you by Performance Automotive Bountiful. 52 degrees, same as Orlando.
Jeff Kaplan's Afternoon News, only on KSL News Radio.
You know, it's frustrating. It really is. You work your tail off for 40 plus years. The government takes 30 or 40% in taxes. Then they turn around and they waste your money. Americans are getting fed up, rightfully so. And that's why they're taking advantage of tax planning. Tax planning could significantly reduce your taxes, not just for 1 year, but for the rest of your life. Learn how much you could save in taxes when you retire with a free retirement tax savings analysis from Boss Retirement Solutions. If you've saved more than $300,000, schedule your free analysis now by calling 801-896-9622. Don't pay the government one more dime than you need to. Call today, 801-896-9622. That number again, 801-896-9622.
For informational purposes only, actual results may vary. No statement contained herein shall constitute tax, legal, or investment advice.
You're still grooving, still connecting, still loving, still turning up, still thriving. You still got it, but your immune system, it weakens as you age. That's where vaccines come in. They help train and strengthen your immune response to fight off respiratory illnesses like flu, pneumococcal pneumonia, RSV, or COVID-19. Ask your doctor or pharmacist which vaccines you need. Book in minutes at vaxassist.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
You still thinking job change in the new year?
Yeah, I need something that's in high demand and more stable in this economy.
IT?
Yeah, cybersecurity, maybe even AI.
That's what I did.
Really? How?
Went to My Computer Career. You don't need any prior experience, and you could start your new career in a matter of months. A lot of IT pros go to school there, too, to level up.
Sweet. Are classes online or on campus?
Both.
Wow, I'll check it out. Thanks.
Make this your year. Take the free career evaluation now at mycomputercareer.edu, an Elite CompTIA certification partner. Financial aid is available to those who qualify, including VA benefits.
Getting help with electrical repairs is easier than you think. All you have to do is call Any Hour Services or schedule an appointment at anyhourservices.com. No one helps more homeowners than Any Hour Services.
This year's tax changes. Better not get caught snoozing. Miss one deduction, lose thousands. Not amusing.
Big tax changes can mean bigger refunds at Jackson Hewitt. And right now, get $100 just to try us.
Don't worry, tax filers. If money is tight, get $100 from Jackson Hewitt, so you'll sleep better at night.
Limited time offer for new clients. Participating locations only. Details at jacksonhewitt.com.
Hey, it's Flo here to say drivers who switch and save with Progressive could save hundreds.
Nice! With my new savings, I'll get some hiking gear. It'll be great for my outdoor era.
I don't know if it counts as an era if you just buy stuff.
I got a cute hiking backpack. It's an outdoor era.
Well, you only bought one thing. I don't think it's an era.
Well, I think we're in a agree to disagree era.
Yeah, sure, you're probably right. Anyway, with the money you could save by switching to Progressive, you can afford to switch to other things in life. It's
my savings era.
Also, everything you do is not an era.
Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates.
We're watching Utah's money. You know how Teslas have recessed door handles? They're flush with the door. China has banned hidden door handles in every new car in the country. Their answer to deadly accidents where people got trapped inside vehicles. A company that makes Ozempic saw its stock price tumble today, down almost 15% on its prediction that profits will decline this year. Novo Nordisk expects lower prices and increased competition for its Ozempic and Wegovy injections. Down day on Wall Street, the Dow losing 167, the S&P falling 59 points, and the Nasdaq tumbling 337.
Why choose a Sleep Number smart bed?
Can I make my site softer?
Can I make my site firmer?
Can we sleep cooler?
Sleep Number does that. Cools up to 8 times faster and lets you choose your ideal comfort on either side. Your Sleep Number setting. Enjoy personalized comfort for better sleep night after night. And now, during our President's Day sale, take 50% off our limited edition bed. Shop now for a limited time. Only at a Sleep Number store or sleepnumber.com.
This year's tax changes. Better not get caught snoozing. Miss one deduction, lose thousands. Not amusing.
Big tax changes can mean bigger refunds at Jackson Hewitt. And right now, get $100 just to try us.
Don't worry, tax filers. If money is tight, get $100 from Jackson Hewitt, so you'll sleep better at night.
Limited time offer for new clients. Participating locations only. Details at jacksonhewitt.com.
Join KSL's Greenhouse Show live during Ovation Homes Fall in Love with Your Home Open House, February 14th. Preview 2 home sites, West Point or Sadie Glen in Syracuse. Details, visit ovationhomesutah.com.
AMC Building Materials, transforming your house into a home. How do they do that?
by working with homeowners, builders, or directly with contractors, combining years of exceptional kitchen and bath creations with your ideas. In fact, customer satisfaction is their #1 priority. You know what you want, or what your client wants, and you know it's not going to be cookie cutter. This is exactly where AMC shines. AMC delivers exceptional quality, bold-style kitchen and bath designs with their exceptional value and a timeline you'll love. Most projects are complete by the elite AMC professional installers in under 10 days, with supplies in stock. Visit the brand new location at 3678 South 7th West Suite 100 to shop and pick up at your convenience with ready stock. Get one step closer to completing your dream renovation. Get directions and schedule your free estimate at amckitchenslc.org. AMC Building Materials, transforming your house into a home. amckitchenslc.org.
Traffic and weather together brought to you by UCCU. Supercharge your savings at uccu.com. Here's Ricky Meese.
A long, slow drive on southbound I-15 in Salt Lake County, stretching from Murray at 45th South to Bluffdale. Northbound I-15, heavy and slow. And that's in Draper up to the Bangerter Highway exit. And again, from 2100 South to 6 North. Eric?
Got westbound slowing 201 highway, first approaching the 215 westbound, and then going from Mount View corridor over into Magna 7200 west down Utah County. Northbound I-15 starting to slow down once again between Pleasant Grove Boulevard and 500 East and American Fork, although the southbound side remains intact. We do have now further northbound slowing as you go by Thanksgiving Point, heading up past Timpanogos Highway, approaching Point of the Mountain. Are you tired of dealing with missing teeth? Are you ready to ditch the dentures? The experts at Stubbs Dental can change your life with dental implants. Get started at stubbsdental.com today. Eric Butler in the KSL Traffic Center.
Wednesday morning, we'll start off with temperatures near 30 degrees with afternoon highs in the low 50s, so still staying 10 degrees warmer than normal. We'll have a few clouds across northern Utah, but it will generally be sunny with a little bit of valley haze building. For the second half of the work week, we're expected to be in the mid-50s Thursday, Friday. Stay there through the weekend and hopeful for some changes next week. From the KSL Weather Center, I'm Devin Mashuli.
You're listening to Jeff Kaplan's Afternoon News
on KSL News Radio, 102.7 FM
and 1160 AM.
Good afternoon, 4:30 at KSL. Jeff Kaplan here. We're at 52 degrees. KSL's top story. Lindsey Vonn says she's not going to let a torn ACL stop her from competing in her final Olympics. KSL News Radio's Heather Peterson with the story.
Vonn crashed during the World Cup on Friday, completely rupturing her ACL in her left knee. She also has bone bruising and meniscal damage. But after doing a practice run today, Vonn, who's no stranger to injuries, says her knee isn't swollen and feels stable enough to compete.
My physical therapist, my doctors, my coaches, my trainer, everyone is working as hard as they can to get me to a place where I feel confident and I'm prepared to ski my best.
Vonn says she's still taking it day by day, and while today's practice went well, the true test will come during the downhill training set on Thursday before she competes in the downhill event on Sunday. But despite the injury, she says she feels strong and she's keeping her head high.
As many times as I crash, I've always gotten back up. As many times as I've failed, I've always won.
Heather Peterson, KSL News Radio.
Orthopedic surgeon at the U, Dr. Travis Mack, says typically he would recommend an ACL reconstruction for high-level athletes like Vonn, but because of the proximity to the Winter Games, it's not an option here if she wants to compete.
As long as they can get her swelling under control, her quads active, her range of motion back to normal, and of course, she's going to be trying. So I would say let's watch her progress. So let's see how she does, and I'm anxious to see what she can pull off, because if anyone can do it, Lindsey can.
Dr. Mack says that Vonn has sustained multiple injuries in the past, but has been able to persevere. He says if she feels strong enough to compete, and a doctor gives her the go-ahead, then it's the right decision. KSL News Time 4:32. Our top national story, the president has signed the spending bill, thereby ending the government shutdown. At a signing ceremony at the White House, the president called it a big victory for Americans.
Instead of a bloated and wasteful omnibus monstrosity full of special interest handouts, we've succeeded in passing a fiscally responsible package that actually cuts wasteful federal spending.
That package gives the Department of Homeland Security enough money to run for 2 weeks, but no more. That gives Congress just a couple of weeks to negotiate changes to ICE, something Democratic lawmakers spent the afternoon discussing today.
Organized by congressional Democrats, the hearing featured tearful testimony from the brothers of Renee Good. Luke Ganger spoke first.
Still don't know how to explain to my 4-year-old what these agents are doing.
Democrats also heard from Alia Rahmat.
I encountered a traffic jam.
She was pulled out of her car as she headed to treatment for a traumatic brain injury.
An agent yelled, "Move! I will break your effing window!"
Ahead of a new February 13th funding deadline, Democrats are pushing for institutional reforms at ICE and at Customs and Border Protection. Stephen Portnoy, ABC News, Washington.
The spending package doesn't include funding for the Department of Homeland Security, so DHS now operates on a 2-week stopgap bill. Fortunately, this time around, a lot of government agencies were unaffected by the shutdown.
Unlike the shutdown that kept the government closed for 43 days, this time many non-essential government agencies and operations were not affected, and the employees from those agencies were not put on furlough. Yahoo News reports the Departments of Commerce, Justice, Interior, Energy, and Agriculture, as well as the Environmental Protection Agency and Veterans Affairs, have all remained open. Don Brinkerhoff, KSL News Radio.
President Trump joined a podcast yesterday and told Republicans to consider nationalizing future elections. The White House this afternoon is clarifying the president's words.
What the president was referring to is the SAVE Act, which is a huge common sense piece of legislation that Republicans have supported, that President Trump is committed to signing into law during his term. And he spoke with the speaker directly about that yesterday, about the need to get that bill on the floor for a vote, because it provides very common sense measures for voting in our country, such as voter ID.
That's White House Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt. About half the people elected to oversee elections have left office over the past 5 years, according to new numbers looking into this trend. The Deseret News reports that it's more pronounced in the western U.S. Former Utah County Clerk Josh Daniels is one of those who decided not to run for re-election over the last 5 years.
With a hyper-partisan focus on positions in government from the top to the bottom of the ballot, you end up with something like the county clerk being a partisan elected official, even though their job is to really be kind of a neutral referee and not to be loyal to one party or another.
Daniels tells KSL's Inside Sources the backlash and the criticism for county clerks became untenable. He says elections are very secure here. KSL News Time 4:35. It's time for First Look Traffic. Ricky's standing by, so what's going on?
Well, the drive on southbound I-15 in Salt Lake County bogged down, as you'd expect. Murray all the way to Bluffdale. Utah County now starting to see some slowing, and that's northbound I-15, Linden up to American Fork. Ricky Meese in the KSL Traffic Center.
And my minute of news is on the way. Next.
When the new year hits, every business could use a little something to stay ahead. A lift, a jump start, an edge, or perhaps a boost. Like the all-new 5-year business boost from Comcast Business. It's the certainty of a price lock for 5 years on qualifying internet bundles. Plus, you'll have the most reliable Wi-Fi with our best equipment, so your whole team can stay connected at a great rate. And to sweeten the deal, ask about a $500 prepaid card when you add 2 lines of mobile. It's the boost your business deserves. So sign up for the 5-year business boost and get a 5-year price lock on ultra-reliable Wi-Fi. Plus, ask about a $500 prepaid card. Comcast Business, powering possibilities.
Ends 3/22/26. New customers only. 1-year contract required for guaranteed rate. 5-year pricing applies to monthly service charge excluding taxes and fees. Best Wi-Fi based on Open Signal Awards USA Fixed Broadband Experience Report, May 2025.
Are your investments in the right accounts? What's best, traditional or Roth? Are you receiving all available tax deductions? Are you paying as little in tax as you can? These are all questions you can't afford to get wrong. Hi, I'm Jeff Jr., founder of Trajan Wealth, and in many cases, it's not what you make, but it's what you keep that makes the real difference. Trajan Wealth and Trajan Tax work closely together exclusively. No more guessing about whether you should do a Roth conversion or if maxing out your 401k is really the best option. Our nationally recognized fiduciary advisors and CPA team work in tandem to make sure your tax strategy works with your investment strategy. We'll even do your tax preparation. One team, one strategy. Isn't it time for a second opinion? Call Trajan today, 801-207-9900. That's 801-207-9900.
Trajan Wealth, an SEC registered investment advisor. Additional services through Trajan Estate and Trajan Tax. Additional disclosures and accreditation at TrajanWealth.com.
We all want our kids to grow up safe and healthy, so we show them how. With honest conversations that let them know what we expect. That's especially important when it comes to alcohol and other drugs. And when it comes to pain medications, opioids, they need to know that they should never be shared with friends or family. For more information about talking with your kids about underage use of alcohol and other drugs, visit underagedrinking.samhsa.gov.
This is My Minute of News, brought to you by Any Hour Services, electrical, plumbing, heating, and air, anyhourservices.com. 1.6 million couples will get married this year, but for a handful of couples, what comes next is wedded confusion because both husband and wife have the same name. Not the same last name, the same exact name. For instance, did you see the Twilight movies?
All of a sudden, it's not gravity holding you to the planet. It's her.
Taylor Lautner was the muscle-bound wolf dog thingy. A teen heartthrob a dozen years ago, he met a girl named Taylor. They got married, and now they're Mr. and Mrs. Taylor Lautner. He's Taylor Lautner, she's Taylor Lautner, and everybody else is woefully confused. Family members and friends would say, "Hey, Taylor," and they'd both look up. Since then, those close to the couple have taken to calling them Boy Tay and Girl Tay. But it's not just famous people. Chris Whitehead. The Wall Street Journal tells the story of stay-at-home mom Chris Whitehead, who hated her last name because of all the pimple jokes. "Hey, Whitehead." She yearned to get married and change that last name, but her new husband is also Chris Colby. So they're now both Chris Colby, and she is facing a lot of cheese jokes. They open each other's mail all the time. It's addressed to Chris Colby, but which one? Fortunately, this is not as big a problem in Utah, where we tend to shy away from androgynous names. Our top 20 boys' names are decidedly masculine: Olivers and Henrys and Liams, while the girls' names are feminine: Olivia, Emma, Charlotte. Meantime, couples with the same name scramble for solutions. In Denver, Taylor Nelson Cook and his wife, Taylor Nelson Cook, have found a unique solution. He calls himself Mailer because he's male, and he calls his wife Gaylor because she's a girl. Cheesy, but at least it's not Colby.
Jeff Kaplan's Minute of News, only on KSL News Radio.
Traffic and weather together, brought to you by UCCU. Transfer savings, earn more. UCCU, love where you bank. Here's Ricky Meese.
Northbound I-15, starting in Bluffdale, it's getting bogged down up to Bangor Highway in those right lanes exiting off the freeway. But northbound I-15 further north, it's getting crowded and slow from 2100 south all the way to the north interchange. But from the north interchange in North Salt Lake, both directions of I-15 looks pretty good in Davis and Weber counties. Legacy Parkway seeing some northbound slowdowns, leaving Bountiful going through Centerville. And southbound I-15, it's jammed up, and it starts in Murray at 45th South. You won't see better speeds until you're approaching the point of the mountain. Eric?
We still got some slowdowns going past Timpanogos Highway on northbound I-15 Utah County as you head up to Point of the Mountain, although that is getting better and pretty quickly. Prior to that, northbound slowdowns going from Linden up to Pleasant Grove Boulevard exit, and then past that a little bit too as you approach 500 East and American Fork. Westbound Pioneer Crossing, that's slow almost as soon as you get off the freeway and start heading out towards Saratoga Springs. It does get a little bit better after Saratoga Road heading into town. Southbound Mountain View Corridor, that's slow typically these days as you head down towards SR 73. Two Brothers Mattress, don't miss the Serta mattress sale going on now. Get a queen Serta mattress for $379. That's a Serta for $379. Visit twobrothersmattress.com. Eric Butler in the KSL Traffic Center.
With high pressure still overhead, we're expecting quiet weather for the next few days. Wednesday morning will start off in the low 30s with afternoon highs around 52, mostly sunny skies. We're expecting to see haze thicken up a little bit by the end of the work week. Temperatures will warm into the mid-50s Thursday and Friday, then stay that way through the weekend, hoping for a storm in the beginning of next week. From the KSL Weather Center, I'm Deb Mishuli.
52 degrees. We have Jazz basketball coming up at 5, Jazz and the Pacers. I don't know who's going to play. They traded a bunch of guys today, and the new dude won't make it in time for tonight's tip. But you'll find out right after 5 o'clock on KSL. We're streaming live on the KSL News Radio app. This is Utah's news, traffic, and weather station. Well, here we are, February. Is your New Year's diet falling apart? Well, it's okay, because Salt Lake City Fat Loss is going to give you a do-over right now. You'll get $200 off on their doctor-developed diet plan that's going to help you lose up to a pound of fat per day. No injections, no drugs, no workouts. And I know, because I lost 32 pounds with SLC Fat Loss. You're going to see the results from the very first day of the diet, and you just keep on losing weight with this healthy diet that boosts your metabolism. I hit my goal in 6 short weeks now. My blood pressure's down. I don't gasp for air when I go up a flight of stairs, and I feel really good. I tried SLC Fat Loss because I didn't want to spend the rest of my life on weight loss drugs. So here's your resolution reset. $200 off. Just go to SLC Fat Loss and schedule a free 15-minute consultation over the computer or the phone. You'll lose up to a pound a day. Go to slcfatloss.com.
The Management Minute is a service of the MBA program at Utah State University. I'm Professor Scott Hammond. Recently, I checked into a hotel and found that the internet wasn't working in my room. I called the front desk, who gave me a number for the tech support guy. After 20 minutes of being on hold and 10 minutes of providing numbers, 10 minutes of troubleshooting, I just hung up. Why was I doing the hotel's job for them? It's not my job to solve their network problem. That's happening everywhere. To pay for parking, I need to download yet another parking app, type in a credit card number, type in the addresses and the license plate number, type in a verification code. I liked it better when I just handed the attendant some money. Or the restaurant where I stand in line, get my food, order on a computer, pick up my food, and the only time I ever talk to a server is when they're taking my money and asking for a tip. Technology is good, but it cannot replace service. Real service is something that happens only between people. Learn more about real service in an MBA from Utah State. Go to utahstatemba.com. I'm Scott Hammond. Hope to see you in one of our classes.
Bad driving habits are hard to break, but good driving habits are easy to form, especially when they can lead to a discount on your auto insurance. With Farm Bureau Financial Services, the safer you drive, the more you save. Drivers like you are saving an average of $321 per vehicle. So buckle up, learn more, and find an agent at fbfs.com/save. Individual savings results may vary. Farm Bureau Property and Casualty Insurance Company, Western Agricultural Insurance Company.
KSL News Time, 4:45. The 3 things you need to know this hour. First,
The Utah State Bar says the many proposals from the legislature this year to make changes to the judiciary are chipping away at the balance of power and interfering with the public's right to a fair and impartial court. I'm KSL News Radio's Heather Peterson.
Second, Idaho lawmakers are upset about a proposed Utah bill that would add taxes to fuel that's refined here, then shipped out of state. Third, our biggest traffic trouble spot.
Getting reports of a new accident northbound I-15 near 3300 South. It may actually be at the ramp. We'll keep an eye on it. And for those who are traveling, the 21st South Freeway, getting busy and slow. That's from 9th West to the West Belt. Ricky Meese in the KSL Traffic Center.
Quiet weather continues with mostly sunny skies, haze, and highs in the low to mid-50s. I'm Deb Mishuli.
52 at the KSL Common Spirit Health Studios now. Our top national stories.
ABC News, I'm Michelle Franzen. The 4-day partial government shutdown ended today after President Trump signed a short gap funding measure. A forum today focused on federal agents' tactics in the wake of the fatal shootings of Renee Good and Alex Preddy in Minneapolis.
Organized by congressional Democrats, the forum featured tearful testimony from the brothers of Renee Good. Luke Ganger spoke first.
Still don't know how to explain to my 4-year-old what these agents are doing.
Democrats also heard from Alia Rahmat.
I encountered a traffic jam.
She was pulled out of her car as she headed to treatment for a traumatic brain injury.
An agent yelled, "Move! I will break your effing window!"
Ahead of a new February 13th funding deadline, Democrats are pushing for institutional reforms at ICE and at Customs and Border Protection. Stephen Portnoy, ABC News, Washington.
Authorities in Arizona say the search for the mother of NBC Today anchor Savannah Guthrie continues, and they're reviewing evidence from her home. Police would not elaborate when asked if there were ransom demands. This is ABC News.
KSL News Time 447. Congresswoman Celeste Malloy is explaining why she joined a federal lawsuit that seeks to throw out Utah's new congressional map that was approved by a judge. KSL News Radio's Brianna Willis begins our team coverage.
Representative Celeste Malloy says going through the process that is currently under Prop 4 would mean that a commission would create and submit maps for the legislature to select. She says the judge-selected map had no public input, no congressional hearings, and was submitted as part of a separate lawsuit by an advocacy group that she says, unlike the legislature, has no way to be held accountable.
Congresswoman Malloy says this lawsuit's been in the works since December and has only been filed now because it was difficult to coordinate with 13 different plaintiffs. One of the groups that challenged the state over the last congressional map is also responding to this federal suit. KSL News Radio's Adam Small continues our team coverage.
Better Boundaries helped pay the legal fees for the plaintiffs who sued the state over our last congressional map. Their executive director, Elizabeth Rasmussen, tells me she doesn't believe the lawsuit has merit because we've seen courts implement congressional maps in other states before us. And she says the legislature had their chance to draw a map that complied with Proposition 4, an anti-gerrymandering initiative passed by Utah voters.
All we wanted was Prop 4 to play out. They fought it at every turn, and because of that, the last resort was a court remedy.
And Rasmussen went on to call this lawsuit yet another attack on Prop 4.
I just wonder when our representatives will finally just start listening to us instead of attacking us with our resources.
And Rasmussen says she doesn't see how a judge can order yet another new map when candidates and county clerks need time to prepare for the November midterms. Adam Small, KSL News Radio.
A suspect is in custody in the alleged kidnapping of two Florida sisters who police say were groomed for months on the online gaming platform Roblox.
Two young sisters are back home after being kidnapped by a man authorities say they met on the popular gaming platform Roblox. Police saying these sisters, ages 12 and 15, met this 19-year-old man on Roblox before moving communication over to Snapchat, where he allegedly spoke to them for months.
ABC's Victor Akendo reporting there. KSL News Time 449. Traffic and weather together brought to you by UCCU. Transfer savings, earn more. UCCU, love where you bank. Ricky, the latest?
We've had an accident reported northbound on I-15 near the North Temple 6 North area. It is part of the slowing that you'll see back to 2100 South and extends to the North Interchange. But Legacy, that has become almost a parking lot. We have delays northbound, and it is slow and go and stop and go, leaving Woods Cross all the way into Centerville. Southbound I-15, the pretty common delays are still in place from Murray to Bluffdale. They start at about 53rd South. You won't see better speeds till you're passing the point of the mountain. But we're looking at a good drive over to the east on I-215 and I-80. Eric?
Bangerter Highway southbound slowing from 700 south all the way down to about 4500 south. Mountain View Corridor also slow going into West Valley City, approaching 35th south. And then you've got further slowing as you go from Daybreak into the Harriman Riverton area. And in Utah County, southbound Mountain View Corridor very slow, approaching SR 73. On I-15 Utah County, it's below the normal pace northbound from 1600 north in Orem up to 500 east in American Fork. Looking for the best Valentine's gift ever? Exclusive Valentine's blankets only available at Minky Couture. Use code KSL50 online and in stores to receive 50% off your purchases. Visit minkycouture.com. Eric Butler in the KSL Traffic Center.
The KSL 7-day forecast starts off Wednesday with highs in the low 50s, mostly sunny skies and haze. From Thursday through Sunday, more of the same. We're expecting morning lows in the low to mid 30s with afternoon highs in the mid 50s with mostly sunny skies and haze. Then at the beginning of next week, Monday will still be mild with highs in the low 50s with mostly cloudy skies. Then we're expecting to fall into the mid 40s on Tuesday, and we're hoping for a storm. From the KSL Weather Center, I'm Devin Mashuli.
Couple things. 52 degrees, your 7-day forecast brought to you by Performance Automotive Bountiful. We have jazz action coming up at 5 o'clock, and you're being rickrolled.
Jeff Kaplan's Afternoon News, only on KSL News Radio.
Never gonna give you up, never gonna let you down, never gonna run around and desert you, never gonna make you cry, never gonna say goodbye.
Once in a blue moon, I'll complain to Mike Wilson from Any Hour Services about something that's gone wrong in my house. I'm hoping that he'll say, well, let me come over and check it out. He did that once. It's like having Rembrandt come over to paint your portrait. But when I text him for help with the problem, he usually texts back, did you see my video? And he'll send me a link to Facebook or Instagram or whatever. And there it is, a video that looks like it was produced by Scorsese and explains how to exactly fix my problem. When you have one, you should check the Any Hour Services social media channels. And if the work is beyond your ability, just make an appointment. An even better idea, check their 27,000 Google reviews, then make an appointment. Whether it's electrical, plumbing, heating, or air, their expert technician will give you upfront pricing and no surprises. Make your appointment at anyhour.com. No one helps more homeowners than Any Hour Services.
This is Derek Miller speaking on business. For over 40 years, founders Robert Hicken and Paul Balliff have led Utah-based RJ Masonry. Their work spans stone and masonry projects statewide, from historic restorations to civic and religious buildings. Co-owner and president Robert Hicken joins us with more.
At RJ Masonry, our story began when I fell in love with masonry as a teenager and set out to build a company grounded in craftsmanship, service, and integrity. Today, that commitment guides our team of more than 180 skilled professionals as we partner with architects, contractors, and owners across Utah and beyond. From complex historic restorations to modern stone architecture, our goal is the same on every brick, block, stone, and masonry project we undertake. Deliver exceptional quality through collaboration, innovation, and meticulous attention to detail. We've had the privilege of contributing to projects such as the Salt Lake Temple renovation, the Montage Deer Valley, and the Salt Lake Performing Arts Center, where precision, coordination, and respect for tradition are essential. Whether the job is large or small or highly specialized, we bring a problem-solving mindset and a sincere dedication to exceeding expectation. That's the standard we've built our reputation on for more than 40 years.
RJ Masonry has completed a variety of projects across Utah, including both public and private developments. Their work includes a focus on project timelines, safety practices, and collaboration with clients. Visit rjmasonyinc.com. I'm Derek Miller with the Salt Lake Chamber, speaking on business.
At Fisher Investments, we may seem like other money managers, but we're different.
What makes you so different than the rest of us?
We ensure clients receive unparalleled service at every step of the relationship.
Tell me more.
Our investment counselors focus on service over sales, prioritizing clients' needs.
How do you make money?
We don't sell any commission-based products. We have a simple management fee based on the value of our client's portfolio. So we do better when our clients do better.
What about client portfolios?
We get to know each client, their finances, family, health, lifestyle, and more, and then we tailor a portfolio based on their specific goals and needs.
Your clients really come first then, huh?
Yes, we make them a top priority. Our goal is helping them achieve a comfortable retirement.
Wow, maybe we are different.
At Fisher Investments, we're clearly different. Learn more at FisherInvestments.com.
Investing in securities involves the risk of loss.
We're watching Utah's money. Now that it owns XAI, SpaceX might merge with Tesla, putting all three of Elon Musk's companies under one umbrella. Elon is just following his dream of creating AI data centers in space. Tesla would make the chips, SpaceX would handle the rockets. After a rough day yesterday, Bitcoin did even worse today. The heavy selling continues, Bitcoin falling to $73,000, its lowest level since 2024. Down day on Wall Street, the Dow losing 167 points, the S&P down 59, the Nasdaq tumbling 337. KSL News Time 4:56. Cougar Tracks is brought to you by Advanced Window Products, high-quality, affordable replacement windows. Jimmer approved. Check out their Window Mania. Here's BYU insider Mitch Harper.
BYU football has finalized its coaching staff for the 2026 season.
The Cougars have promoted Chad Kahaha from analyst to outside linebackers coach. Justin Enna is now the full-time special teams coordinator. He replaces Kelly Papinga, who is now BYU's defensive coordinator. Enna has been on BYU staff since the 2023 season. Then the Cougars added a new coach from North Dakota State in Lewis Walker. Walker, a Salt Lake City native who played at the University of Utah, will coach BYU's cornerback unit in 2026. Along with Papinga as the defensive coordinator, BYU also has former Southern Utah head coach DeMario Warren as the defensive passing game coordinator. Sione Puha is now BYU's associate head coach. With Cougar Tracks, I'm Mitch Harper on your legacy home of the BYU Cougars. KSL News Radio.
What's up, Utah? This is Jimmer Fredette. You know, back in the day, Jimmer Mania was all about making big shots. Now it's time for Window Mania. Get $2,500 off when you buy 10 windows or more from Advanced Window Products. Call them today at 801-850-9100. If your old drafty windows are a turnover, costing you money every month, it's time for a game changer. These guys are the home team. They're a local, family-owned company that manufactures their windows right here in Salt Lake City. They're built by Utah for our crazy Utah climate. When you buy from Advanced Window Products, you're buying factory direct. No middleman. That's how you score a winning deal. Their windows are tough on defense, blocking out the heat and the cold, which saves you serious money on your energy bills. And here's the slam dunk. Their lifetime warranty, which even covers accidental glass breakage, that's peace of mind you can't get from the other guys. Get in on Window Mania and tell them Jimmer sent you. Call 801-850-9100 or advancedwindows.com.
At KSL News Radio, we have a 30-year legacy of honoring Utah teachers, but we can't do it without your help. Please tell us about an important teacher in your life on the KSL Teacher Tribute Wall, presented by Cypress Credit Union. Each month, one lucky teacher wins a $500 gift card from Cypress Credit Union, a $250 gift card to Harmon's, plus season tickets to Hale Center Theater. Say thanks to your teacher today at kslnewsradio.com/teacher from Cypress Credit Union and KSL News Radio.
Traffic and weather together brought to you by UCCU. Supercharge your savings at uccu.com. Here's Ricky Meese.
Delays remain southbound I-15 Murray through Bluffdale. The worst of the slowing will start at 114th South. Northbound I-15 slow from 33rd South to North Salt Lake. Eric?
In Utah County, the slow spot on the freeway is northbound and southbound. It's basically approaching Pleasant Grove Boulevard in both cases. Westbound slowing over on Pioneer Crossing, heading out from American Fork towards Saratoga Springs, and southbound Mountain View Corridor approaching SR 73. Plan the perfect President's Day weekend getaway. Ski the Beeve, just 20 minutes from Garden City with easy access and good snow. Make your winter escape simple and close. Visit bearlake.org for more. Eric Butler in the KSL Traffic Center.
Traffic and weather together on the 9s. Clear and 31 overnight. Tomorrow, light haze up to 53, then 54 for Thursday, 56 on Friday, and now we're going to make way for Jazz basketball against the Indiana Pacers.
KSL FM Midvale.
KSL Salt Lake City.
From the KSL Common Spirit Health Studios, this is KSL News Radio.
Utah's news, traffic, and weather station.
Available, so therefore he is working on that, and so we will see what happens with that as well tonight, of whether Yusuf Nurkic is actually available. Shooter Out of Port with Ron Buddha's next. That's your Coach's Sound, brought to you by Les Olson IT on the Utah Jazz Game Day Network.
Utah Jazz fans, check out the official Utah Jazz Watch Party presented by Michelob Ultra this Thursday, February 5th. Come enjoy the game at Bout Time Pub and Grub at 475 West, 146 South in Bluffdale. Meet jazz dancers, win prizes, and cheer on the Utah Jazz this Thursday at Bout Time Pub and Grub, 475 West, 146 South in Bluffdale. The